So I am really sad to have to share this, but I wanted you all to hear it from me.
You know, I will give you that. I never watched Buffy. I never seen it. I know that it was a fan favorite, but I never had the chance to see it.
Unfortunately, Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale.
Aww. Hulu always picks up every shitty series. What?
Well, smother me in gravy, you big dirty man, because it seems like just for once, Hollywood's had an attack of common sense and decided not to tarnish another beloved legacy IP with a trashy reboot featuring a bunch of middle-aged
Every time there's a reboot, it's so bad. Every time. There is literally not a single movie that I said I watched and it was like, wow, the reboot is so much better. Especially because they always put this fucking, it's not even DI, this like progressive things. All the subtlety of human behavior lost, and it's just preachy.
actors reprising roles they aged out of decades ago, getting embarrassed and outperformed by a new
the modern audiences. That's basically just Karens. I think Karens are the modern audience.
generation of unlikable, corporate-approved diversity hires designed for a modern audience.
Ooh.
That's right. Just the other day, a very deflated-looking Sarah Michelle Gellar took to Instagram to confirm the news that Buffy fans everywhere most definitely
Okay, can I say something? I don't mean to split hairs. I haven't watched Buffy, but if they would have kept the same cast, I think it would immediately flop. I think the appeal of it was that it was a very pretty young girl doing badass things. Like, the boys are not going to watch a 40-year-old actress try to do whatever, you know? It's like, she's not wearing a bra. Can I look at a little bit of something? Oh, she's so cool. She's so pretty. She's so strong and whatever, you know? Hex can be hot. Sure. I don't disagree, but maybe not in this genre.
they hadn't been dreading. Hulu had decided to pull the plug on the new
Oh my god, she looks more of a Klingon than the new Klingon pretty boy from the fucking Starfleet Academy.
pilot for their show, Buffy New Sunnydale.
Oh no.
Fuck, man.
Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale. I want to thank Chloe Zhao because I never thought I would find myself back in Buffy's stylish yet affordable boots. And thanks to Chloe, I was reminded how much I love her and how much she means.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean. Is she looking into two different directions? Am I tripping? Where is she looking at? I keep looking. Don't come. I'm sorry. I just need to. I don't know if it's my eyes or her eyes.
Not only to me, but to all of you.
Wow, I'm honestly lost for words on this one. I feel like I'm living in bizarro world where Hollywood studios are suddenly making savvy business
Did you not watch the movie? I have not, actually.
decisions, respecting creative legacies, and not treating their fans like absolute morons that'll gobble up whatever slop they expel into the worlds. Then again, it could just as easily be that the pilot was so hilariously, overwhelmingly shit that even the
What in the Resident Evil was that? Why is the toilet coming
just as
down and
easily be that the
spraying
pilot
everyone?
was so hilariously, overwhelmingly shit that even the network that thought Alien Earth was a good idea couldn't possibly sanction it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'll let you decide. But before you do, allow me to present you with the evidence in this case.
Okay.
Exhibit number 1, the plot. As far as I can tell, New Sunnydale was meant to pick up 25 years after the climax of the original show, with an older and more experienced Buffy now acting as a mentor for the next generation of Slayer, helping her to combat a brand new vampire.
That never works out. Remember when they brought back X-Files? And like, it's fucking X-Files. Everyone fucking love X-Files. And they had like 1 season, maybe 2, and then they dropped it because it was so fucking bad?
Threat. Wait, aren't there meant to be like thousands of Slayers all over the world now because Buffy activated them all at the final episode?
I really hate it when their idea of reboot is like, oh yeah, we are going to have a legacy, but it's going to be just like unlikable characters, and you know, they will just like disrespect the heroes and whatnot.
And didn't the entire town get
Is the new Dexter any good? I don't think so.
destroyed and turned into a giant hole in the ground? I mean, I guess they could have moved the town to a new location, but wasn't the whole point of Sunnydale that it was like this idyllic Southern Californian town on the surface, but it was positioned directly above the Hellmouth, and that's why there were so many evil things going bump in the night? Are you telling me that they just so happened to move to a place where there's another Hellmouth? Ah, fuck it, who even cares? The writers probably didn't. It really just seemed like a cheap excuse to rehash the same exact premise as the original show, which, let's be honest, had kinda hit creative bedrock after 7 seasons. And I mean real seasons with like 22
Dude, I miss low-budget sci-fi shows with great writing. I miss them so much. You know, when you have like a, I don't know, like a 20-something episode, and there is like an overarching story, but you have like these mini mysteries every single episode, and it was always low budget. They always had to be creative, but the writing was amazing. It was so good.
episodes each, not the bullshit.
Just watch the new Alien. I want you to know I fucking love Alien and I still haven't watched it. The Alien Earth. I am unwilling to. I watched the first episode and no. Fringe was dude, Fringe was amazing.
We have today where there's like 6 at most. I mean, it's not to say that it's impossible to carry on a show like that, just that I never got the impression there was this burning desire to see more of Buffy. Exhibit number 2, the showrunner. The original Buffy...
But I mean, that's what they always do. Think about Matrix 4. Remember that? Remember Matrix 4? How awful it was? How absolutely fucking... Oh my god, I hated that movie. You know, there were those elitists who were like, oh, Matrix 1 was the first, the best and whatever. The trilogy was fucking shit. They watched Matrix 4 and they were like, the trilogy was amazing. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 10 out of 10. 5-star. Do not even touch it. It was so bad. So bad. Wait, they made Matrix 4? No, they did not. Yeah, the same thing about Star Wars, the same thing about Star Trek, the same thing about every single thing that used to be good in like the early 2000s. They're trying to make a remake or continuation because they fucking suck ass. I can't.
It was created and overseen by Joss Whedon, and say what you want about the guy's, questionable conduct on set, but fuck me, did that man know how—
Dude, I have been rewatching House MD lately, and I just realized that would so not fly in 2026. It would, like, there are so many jokes that is like, oh my god, that's so inappropriate, it's hilarious as fuck, you know? It would never happen ever again. House was amazing. I fucking love it.
How to write. He was an absolute creative powerhouse in his prime, often imitated but rarely equaled, able to take the angst and romance of a high school drama, fuse it with supernatural
Never finish it? Oh, I've watched it like 5 times already. I know the ending.
horror and self-aware dialogue while working in moments of genuinely hard-hitting drama, tragedy and pathos, and make the whole thing look easy. Buffy was never what you would call high art because it never pretended to be. It was campy and silly at times. You were never any doubt that this shit was made on a pretty tight budget, and it was always willing to poke fun at its goofy premise, but it was also a deceptive—
Remember when you were allowed to have fun? You know, the problem is that you cannot make people uncomfortable anymore. They will always try to just like threaten you if you do like an uncomfortable joke or you just make you feel them anything other than pleasantries.
smart, complex, well-written show that wasn't afraid to take its characters to some pretty dark places. But the Whedon of yesteryear is gone, even if he hadn't been cancelled by Hollywood years ago. And in retrospect, the stuff he was accused of seems pretty mild compared to the shit that goes on in that town. The reality is that even if he was able to come back, he isn't the man he used to be. Either way though, the replacement for him is Chloe Zhao, a director whose track record is more spotty than a teenage Warhammer fan. She shot to fame with the Oscar-winning indie film Nomadland a few years ago.
Never fucking heard about it.
Then for some reason tried to helm a $200 million Marvel movie.
Oh, I watched that. That was so not good, so not memorable. The Eternals, it was, oh my god, it was so boring.
with disastrous results.
It wasn't bad, it was just not good.
Finally bounced back with the award-winning drama Hamnet. She's clearly not without talent as a filmmaker, although I'd argue that Nomadland got glazed harder than Sinners, but it's also very obvious where her creative sensibilities lie, and it's not with an IP like Buffy. She's an indie director who's better suited to slow-paced dramas and low-budget experimental projects than supernatural horror laced with action and self-aware humour. Comparing someone like her to peak Joss Whedon is like comparing a pickup truck to a Formula 1 car. They are two very different things, and while each has its uses, they can't begin to do each other's jobs. Exhibit number 3, the modern audience.
I think this is a bigger problem. You know, like, you have to let directors to try themselves, but you know how she would do this. You know the characters. You know how it would end up.
The original Buffy was part of a pretty interesting wave of late 90s pop culture shows like Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh my god, dude, I had such a crush on her. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The X-Files, Farscape, and Stargate SG.
Oh, dude, I'm rewatching Stargate as well. It was so good.
One that all featured strong, capable, well-written female characters. But unlike
Stay alive, I'm sorry. She was just so hot.
the strong female characters of today, they were more than just bitter, spiteful.
There was another chick. There was like a show about like a relic hunter. And she was also very hot and had like a really meek assistant, but I don't know what the title is. And she was super duper hot. With Tia Carrere, I remember her name, but I don't know what the show was. Yeah, that one.
Full feminist revenge fantasies
Yeah,
against
Relic
imaginary
Hunter.
enemies. They worked with the men around them, not against them. Damn, man, I know people talk fondly about the 80s, but honestly, we had no idea how good we had it back in the 90s. Buffy as a character was more physically powerful than almost any human alive because she was the Slayer, obviously. But when you get right down to it, she was still a teenage girl. She was allowed to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, to need help and guidance from the people around her. She didn't take any shit.
What? A strong but flawed female character? Like being a human? I don't think so.
From the men in her life,
I
but
don't
neither did
think
she exist to
so.
beat them down and bully them. Whedon was smart enough to know that you can't write a protagonist who excels at everything,
No.
and it's our flaws and weaknesses that are what make us human and relatable. Crazy, I know, but that's how we used to do
Impossible.
characters back in the day. But that was then, and this is now, and the mindset of Hollywood is very different these days. The idea of writing a flawed, relatable female lead who doesn't always have the answers and might even need a man to help her out once in a while is as
Oh, that's hell no. Needing a man to help because men are different and they have their value and they should work together. No, now you're just teasing me. You see? Yeah, this is why cancel.
alien to them as finding a fat
Ew.
person attractive is to me.
Not in the
The upshot
budget.
here is that I absolutely do not trust modern Hollywood writers to handle a show like Buffy. I don't think they have the maturity or the
Oh my god, isn't this the guy from Bones? My parents watched the TV show. Like, it was like an investigative shit. I think he was the guy from Bones.
don't think they have the maturity or
You're
the
such a
balance or
baby.
even the writing skills to do what Whedon did back in the 90s.
Aw.
And I think the cultural pressure on them to make the whole thing some clumsy allegory for whatever political hot topic happens to be in fashion at the time would have been too much for them to resist. And so, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my case against the revival of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was the wrong idea, shaped by the wrong people, and released at the wrong time, and I think even Hulu might have...
I'm sorry. Holy CGI. She can parry. Don't make me jealous. Look at the... Oh my god, you see that shit? Damn. It just disappears at that frame. Damn. It's still respectable. She's very flexible and everything.
time, and I think even Hulu might have realised that. As much as
Damn.
we bang on about Hollywood's retarded dedication to the message, no matter how much money it burns, I do think the culture is finally changing, mostly by force, but whatever, and projects that might have
It's changing because they are not making any money. Which is like, you know, it would be better if they would realize that they are being fucking annoying, but it's It is what it
been
is.
automatically greenlit 5 or 6 years ago are being looked at a bit more closely now. Questions are being asked of them, like, do we want to invest $100 million in this? Is there even a market for this thing? Are the fans gonna support a lazy modern rehash of their favourite IP? And if
Nope.
the answer to those questions is no, then guess what? It doesn't get fucking made. Yeah, it might have been cool in theory to see Sarah Michelle Gellar step back into the Slayer shoes one last time as an older and wiser Buffy, but the time to do that sort of thing was like a decade ago when she was still young enough to kick ass as the lead character, before the dark times descended over Hollywoods. And let's be real, she doesn't need Buffy anymore. Her career is going through a bit of a resurgence lately. She's got plenty of new and interesting roles to choose from. She doesn't need to wheel out some dusty old character from 20...
Didn't they remake the game? What is it? The I Know What You Did Last Summer or something. I swear they are remaking everything. It's so the game, not the game.
5 years ago. So is this the end of the road for Buffy, or is it just delaying the inevitable? Well, apparently the team behind it are still hopeful they'll find a way forward for new Sunnydale, but if they had any common sense, they would take the hint and let Buffy the Vampire Slayer rest in peace.
I'm sorry, is that a big drill head? It looks like my little Bosch that I assembled the IKEA with.
Rest in peace. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Beautiful.
Go away now.